How you doing? Got kind of a whopper of a story I want to tell you real quick, but I love this record. It's not a great record. I admit it's not a great record. It's not a top 10. We're not talking the same league as Venus by Shocking Blue or The Long and Winding Road by the Beatles or um, Alive and Kicking's Tighter and Tighter, all hit records around the summer of 1970. As a matter of fact, we're on Billboard's Hot 100. Going back to Billboard's Hot 100 of June, oh God, let me pull it up for you real quick. Having some problems with the computer tonight. June 20th, 1970. Billboard's Hot 100, and let's go all the way down to bottom rungs of Billboard's Hot 100. It's a delightful record to listen to. We're talking about a collision, a fusion, a merging of bubblegum, a little bit of psychedelic, rock, some lovely harmonies, comparative speaking to the Seekers, the Beach Boys, maybe the Mamas and the Papas, but more on the bubblegum side. If anything, this song kind of anticipates a little bit the sound of the Osmonds and the DeFranco family later on in the 70s, and talk about the song at number 94 on Billboard's Hot 100 June 10th. Was it June 20th, rather, 1970? Some Beautiful by Jack Wild. Anybody remember Jack Wild? If you're from England, you probably remember Jack Wild. British actor. He came from a working class family. Discovered by June, I believe her name was June Collins, the mother of Phil Collins. Phil Collins and I forgot the guy's name. Bear with me. Bear with me. It's getting late. Phil Collins and Jack Wild, they played on the same football team in school. And he was spotted by June Collins. And later on, Jack Wild got a role. He was 16 years old. He played the Artful Dodger in Oliver in 1968. He was off to a roaring start. And at the premiere opening, Jack Wild, he met two producers, two American producers. They were Sid and Marty Krofft. Sid and Marty Krofft, they were developing a children's program. And if you're watching this video here in America, you might remember this cartoon very well. It was a puppet show, but it was a Saturday morning children's program called H.R. Pufnstuf. And they asked Jack Wild if he was interested in playing the lead, one of the lead characters. Jack Wild played the character of Jimmy, and the character of Jimmy got washed up on this fantastical place called Living Island. With his best friend, got washed up with his best friend, a talking flute named Freddie. Now, how brilliant is that? Living Island, a place of talking trees and dancing frogs. What more can you ask for on Saturday morning cartoons here in America? They offered Jack Wild $1 million for the role, Sid and Marty Krofft. And later on, years later, Jack Wild said he never saw that money. But he got himself a role. And H.R. Pufnstuf was in the movie H.R. Pufnstuf in 1970. He was really huge in 1969, 1970. At one point, he was getting 2,000 letters, 2,000 fan mail a week. And he was diligent. He answered all of them. He was a very busy person. He was, as far as teenage heartthrobs are concerned, if you go back to 1970, he was up there with David Cassidy of the Partridge Family and Barry Williams, who played Greg in the Brady Bunch, late 60s, early 70s. And he enjoyed it. The thing about Jack Wild was he was 16, 17 years old playing, well, in H.R. Pufnstuf, he played a role of 11 or 12-year-old. Although he was 17 at the time, very youthful looking. But there comes a point when he's 21 years old and he's asked to play roles, 13-year-old roles. And you get to a point in your career where I want to play more dramatic. I want to play more serious roles. I don't want to play these kid roles anymore. I'm past it. I had loads of fun when I did it, when I was 15, 16, and 17, but I'm 21. Cut me some slack. Give me a break. He ran into some drug problems. He started smoking when he was 12, became an alcoholic when he was about 17, 18 years old, and passed away. I got it on my notes here. I'm going off my old notes. He passed away in 2006 of mouth cancer. He was 53 years old. And the alcoholism, it destroyed his marriage and it destroyed his career. Now get this. 1981, Jack Wilde was offered a role with Susie Quatro in England. The play in the British version of Bonnie and Clyde. And it was canceled at the last minute. What else do I need to say about Jack Wilde? I think I'm done. It's so tragic, though, about Jack Wilde. A promising career, a supernova of sorts in 1968 through 1970, 71, and then all of a sudden, well, not necessarily all of a sudden, but by 1976, he was washed up, more or less washed up. Jack Wilde. Let's go to this song, though. That song, I love it. I love records like this. Some Beautiful by Jack Wilde peaked at number 92. It was on Billboard's Hot 100 for a month. So here it is. Jack Wilde, Some Beautiful, a nugget, a gem, made out of gold, sparkling gold emeralds. Jack Wilde with Some Beautiful at number 94 on Billboard's Hot 100 of June 20th, 1970.